Hello, my dear students. Welcome to Prudence Coaching English class. Here you are going to get C.S.E, C.B.S.E, and W.B.B.S.E solution. So, let's move to today's topic. Today's topic is voice change, and here we need to see that we are using a timer. So, you will be given 5-second challenge. Means you need to answer each question within 5 seconds, and by doing that you can judge yourself where you are and how much hard work you need to do. So this is for all boards, the ultimate English guidance. So let's get started. This is practice set 1. So let's check your preparation. Okay, here the question is, change the given sentences either into passive or active form, or change the voice. Rewrite the following sentences either in active or passive form. Voice change. Our first question is, we do this work. Your time start now. Time's up. So, as we know the rules of voice change, that is, first we need to swap the subject and object, and if it is an active voice we need to change it into passive voice. As you can see here, we is the subject and which is the doer of the action, therefore the sentence given is in active voice. So first we need to swap the subject and object. So here the subject is we, which will become us in the objective case, and this work, which is the object here, will become the subject of the passive voice. So after that we need to check the verb. Here the verb is in V1 form, that is the base form of the verb. Do becomes done in the V3 form, and as we have this work as our new subject, according to the new subject we need to bring is, am or are, because here the verb is in simple present tense. So our sentence will be, this work is done by us. Let's move to the second question. Start. Time's up. You can see the statement is, Mrinal reads a book. Here Mrinal is the doer of the action, therefore the sentence is in active voice. So to change it into passive we need to swap the subject and object first. That we need to do for all the statements. So here a book, which is the object, will become the subject, and Mrinal, which is the subject, will become our object. And before that, before this Mrinal, which will be our object, we need to use a preposition by. Fine. Now we need to check the verb. Here the verb given is in simple present tense. So as we are given with a verb which is in simple present tense, we need to use am, is, are according to our new subject. Our new subject is a book, which is a third person singular, so we need to use is with it. So a book is, after that we need to write the V3 form of the given verb, so reads will become read. So our final solution will be, a book is read by Mrinal. I think students, you all have got this question correct. So let's move to the next one. Anil helps mother. Start. Time's up. Anil helps mother. Here Anil is the subject, helps is the verb, and mother is the object. As you can see, here Anil, which is the subject, is the doer of the action, so the statement is in active voice. We need to change it into passive one. First we need to swap the subject and object. So the subject Anil will become our object in the passive voice, and mother, which is our object, will become the subject of the passive voice. So we will start with mother and we will end with Anil. Before Anil we will use a preposition, that is by. Now we need to use am, is, are according to our new subject, because Here helps is in simple present tense. So the rule of simple present tense to be changed into passive voice, we need to use is, am, are according to our new subject. Our new subject is mother, which is third person singular. So we need to use is after it. So it will be mother is. After that we need to use the V3 form of the given verb. So helps become helped in the past tense. So our sentence will be mother is helped by Anil. So my dear students, I hope all of you have got this solution correct. Someone may be there who has not got this correct. Don't worry student, try to do the next one. But one thing I want to suggest you that if you are facing problem to do or change these sentences into passive voice, then go through the video uploaded in this channel on active and passive voice. After watching these videos, that is which has been already uploaded, you are going to master this topic, because there I have shared many tricks which you will just allow you to or make you able to solve all this statement within few seconds. So don't worry, you just try to do it, and after this go through that video, then you will check yourself by doing all these things once again and feel the change. So let's move to the next one. Number 4, start. Time's up. As you can see here, the sentence given is Ankit writes a letter. So here Ankit is the subject, writes is the verb, and a letter is the object. As you can see, Ankit is the doer of the action, so the statement is in active voice, and the verb given here is writes, which is in simple present tense. So students, to change this into passive voice, first we need to swap the subject and object, or we need to interchange the subject and object. So here the subject Ankit will become our object, and our letter will be our subject, which is the object here. After that we need to use is, am, are according to our new subject. Our new subject is our letter, which is third person singular, so we need to use is with it. After that we need to write the V3 form of the given verb, because in passive voice we always use the V3 form. So writes will become written, because we know write, wrote, written. So after that we need to use a preposition by and end the sentence with Ankit, which is our object. So our final statement or sentence in the passive voice will be a letter is written by Ankit. Number 5, start. Time's up. Shreya draws nice pictures. Here Shreya is the subject, draws is the verb, nice is the adjective, and pictures is the object. So as we know, here the doer of the action is the subject, so it is given in active voice. So to change it into passive voice, we need to swap the subject and object. So Shreya, which is the subject here, will become our object, and pictures, which is the object here, will become our subject with the adjective before the object. And we need to check the verb here. Here the verb is draws, which is in simple present tense, and we know if the verb is in simple present tense, and as you can see the statement is affirmative sentence, so we need to use is, am, are according to the new subject. Our new subject is pictures, which is plural, so we will use are after it, and after that we need to write the V3 form of the given verb. Here the given verb is draws, which will become drawn, and after that we will add a preposition by and end the sentence with Shreya. So our final answer or final sentence in passive voice will be nice pictures are drawn by Shreya. Start. Time's up. Here the sentence is she adores kids. Here she is the doer of the action, so this statement is in active voice. So we need to change it into passive one. So first work is to swap or interchange the subject and object. She, which is the subject here, will become the object, and we know the objective form of she is her. And here we have the object kids, which will become our subject in passive voice. After that, as our verb is in simple present tense, so we need to use is, am, are according to our new subject. Our new subject is kids, so we will use are with it, because kids is plural, so we will use are after it. After that, we need to use the V3 form of the given verb. The V3 form of adores is adored, and we need to add a by, which is a preposition before her. So our final sentence in passive voice will be kids are adored by her. And as you can see, in every sentence we need to recognize the tense, so you can understand that we need to have a good grip over the tenses. So if you don't have the complete knowledge on tenses, or if you are not master on the topic tenses, then I will suggest you to go through the video on tenses. After that, you will be master on the topic, and you will able to recognize any tense of the verb given to you. Take the challenge and watch the video for once. So let us move to the next one. Our next statement is we all love cricket. Start. So let's get the answer. Here we all is the subject, love is the verb, and cricket is the object. So here we all is the doer of the action. So the statement is in active voice. So we need to change it into passive one. First we need to swap the subject and object. Here the object of the active voice is cricket, which will become the subject of the passive voice, and here the verb is in simple present tense, and the statement is in affirmative sentence. So according to the new subject, that is cricket, which is third person singular, we need to choose a be verb that is form is, am, or are. Here cricket is third person singular, so we will use is after that, and we need to write the V3 form of the given verb. Love will become loved in the V3 form or the past participle form. Next we need to write by, and we will write all, which is the subject, and of us. As we all know, the objective form of we is us. So our final statement in the passive voice will be cricket is loved by all of us. So let's move to the next one. Number 8 is they do not eat rice. Start. Let's check the solution. As you can see here, they is the subject, do not, eat is the verb, and rice is the object, and we have a negative statement here because we have not. So first we need to see that the doer of the action is they, which is also the subject of this statement, so it is given in the active voice. So first we need to swap the subject and the object. The object rice will become our subject in the passive voice, they will become our object, but we know the objective form of they is them, so here we need to write them. Now we need to check the verb. Here the verb is in simple present tense. So we need to use is, am, are according to our new subject. Our new subject is rice, and which is in singular. So we will use is after it, and we need to write the not after it, and we need to write the V3 form of the given verb. It becomes eaten in past participle form, and we will write a preposition by and end with them. So our final statement in passive voice is rice is not eaten by them. Now let us start with the next one. Don't you do your homeworks daily? Start. Time's up. Let's check the answer. As you can see, this is an interrogative sentence, and here the verb which has been given to us is don't do, which is in the present tense, simple present tense, and the sentence has the subject you and the object your homeworks. So as this question or this sentence is given in active voice, our first task is to just swap the subject and object. Therefore your homework will be our subject, and you, which was the subject, will become our object. So students, as you can see, after changing or interchanging the subject and object, our subject in the passive voice is your homeworks. Means by these words you can understand that homework is yours, so the homeworks will be done by you. So in the passive voice, our writing which should be there, that is by you, at the end you can skip that, because in the first only you are mentioning that homework is your, so need not to write by you. So after this we need to check the subject and bring a verb before the subject, as it is an interrogative sentence. So according to our new subject, that is your homeworks, which is plural, we will write are before the subject, because in interrogative sentence we write the verb before the subject in the question or the interrogative form. After that we need to write not, because it is a negative sentence. We will write after subject not, and we will write the V3 form of the given verb in the subject. In the subject, the V3 form of the given verb do will be done, so we will write done here, and we need to end with our adverb, that is daily. After that we will put a question mark, because it is a interrogative sentence. So our final sentence in passive voice will be, are your homeworks not done daily? Let us move to the next one. Sunil loves my work. Start. Time's up. Let's check the answer. As you can see, Sunil loves my work. Here Sunil is the subject, loves is the verb, and my work is the object. As you can see, Sunil is the doer of the action, so the given sentence is in active voice. So we need to change the subject and object, or swap the subject and object. So Sunil will be our object in the passive voice, and my work, which was the object in the active voice, will become our subject in the passive voice. After that we need to use is, am, are according to our new subject my work. As the verb is given in simple present tense, so we need to use am, is, or are according to our new subject. Our new subject is my work, which is singular, which for which we will just use is after it. So my work is, after that we need to write the V3 form of the given verb. Love become loved, so my work is loved. Next we need to write a preposition by and end with the object of the passive voice, that is Sunil. So our final solution will be, my work is loved by Sunil. Let us move to the next one. They play football daily in the afternoon. Start. Let us check the answer. As you can see, they play football daily in the afternoon. They is the subject, which is also the doer of the action in this statement. Therefore, the statement is in active voice. So we need to swap the subject and object first to get our passive voice. So they will become them in the objective case, and football, which was the object, will become the subject. As our verb in the active voice is in simple present tense, therefore we need to choose is, am, are according to our new subject. Our new subject is football, which is singular. We will use is after it. After that we need to write the V3 form of the given verb. Play becomes played, and after that we need to write the adverb. As we have been given an adverb in the active voice, so we will write adverb after played, and we will copy the rest of the thing, that is in the afternoon, and we will end with by them. So our final statement will be football is played daily in the afternoon by them in passive voice. Another one method is you can write football is played by them daily in the afternoon. But my dear students, you should remember that it is better to use the adverb after the verb. Here the verb is played, so it is better to write daily after it. Now let us try to do the next one. We sing Rabindra Sangeet pretty well. Start. Time's up. Let's check the answer. As you can see here, the subject is we, sing is the verb, Rabindra Sangeet is our object, pretty well is the adverb. So students, first we need to check whether it is in active or passive. As you can see, we is the doer of the action, so the statement given is in active voice. So first we need to swap the subject and object to get our passive sentence. So we will become us in the objective case, and Rabindra Sangeet, which was the object, will become the subject. So we will start with Rabindra Sangeet and end with us, because we becomes us in the objective case. After that we need to write is, am, are according to our new subject, because the verb given is in simple present tense. So Rabindra Sangeet is singular, so we will use is after it, and we will write the V3 form of sing, sang, sung. So the V3 form or the past participle form is sung, so we will write here sung. After that we will use the adverb. Here the adverb is pretty well, so we will write the adverb after the verb, and we will end the sentence by us. So our final sentence will be Rabindra Sangeet is sung pretty well by us. Let us see the next statement. Statement number 13 is we know this famous painter. Start. Time's up. Let's check the answer. Here we is the subject, know is the verb, which is in simple present tense. After that we have this famous painter. Whole thing is the object, and in this object painter is the noun, and famous word is qualifying this noun, so this is the adjective. So the whole thing, that is this famous painter, will become our subject, because this was the object in active voice. So we will start the sentence with this famous painter. After that we need to write the V3 form of this given verb. Before that we need to do one thing, that is we need to choose is, am, are according to our new subject. Our new subject is this famous painter, which is singular, so we will use is. After that the V3 form of know will be known. But one thing you need to know, that after known we always use to in the passive voice without using by. So we will write known to, not known by. If you write known by, then you will be wrong. So you need to write known to. Our final sentence in passive voice will be this famous painter is known to us. Now let's start with the next one. Number 14 is we admired the brave. Start. Time's up, students. Let's check the answer. Here the subject is we, admire is the verb in simple present tense, and the brave is the object. As you can see here, the doer of the action is we, or the subject is only the doer of the action, so the statement is given in active voice. So we need to change the given sentence into passive one. First we need to swap the subject and object. Here the subject we, and we know the objective form of we is us, so we need to end the sentence by writing by us, and the brave, which was the object, will become our subject, and according to the subject we need to choose is, am or are. As you can see, the brave is a singular subject, so we will use is, and we need to write the past participle form or v3 of admired, which become admired. And now students, the most important thing here, it is important that the brave is admired. It is not very important to write by us, because the brave are admired. By writing this only you can understand that the brave is admired by everyone, so you can just assume the object. So whenever you can just assume the object who is going to be the object in passive voice, so you just can skip that one. So you can just write the brave is admired, other than writing the brave is admired by us. Let us see the next one. Sharmista is not known to us. Start. Time's up students. Let's see the solution. As you can see, this statement is in passive voice, because here the subject, that is Sharmista, is not the doer of the action. So this given statement is in passive voice. So to change it into active voice, our first task is to just swap or interchange the subject and object. Sharmista will be our object in active voice, and us, which was the object in passive voice, will become we, because the subjective form of us is we, and will become the subject of active voice. After that, as you can see, the past participle form of the verb given here is known, and we know that V1 form or the base form of the verb is know in the simple present tense. So we will write here know, and as you can see, is not known will become do not know, because we need to change the given statement into active voice. So our final statement in active voice will be we do not know Sharmista. As you can see students, these questions are very important. We have chosen the best possible question from simple present tense, so that by doing this you can score the maximum marks. So let's move to the next one. Number 16 is she always gives me sweets. Start. Time's up. Let's check the answer. Here we have see, which is the subject, always is the adverb, gives is the verb, which is in simple present tense, me is the indirect object, and the direct object is sweets. Now students, as you can see, we have two objects, and here the doer of the action is C, so the statement given is in active voice. It is clear, but as we have two objects, we can swap the subject with any of the two objects. So let us first swap the subject C with the indirect object me. Me will become I in the subjective case, and C, which is the subject, will become her in the objective case. After that, we need to choose is, am, are according to our new subject. Our new subject is I, and we always use am after I. Next, we need to write the adverb, the same adverb given in the question. So we will write I am always. After that, the V3 form of the verb given, give, becomes given in the V3 or past participle form, and we will write the direct object after it, and we will end this sentence by writing by her. So our final solution will be I am always given sweets by her. Another one method is to swap the subject with the direct object. Here direct object is sweets, which will become the subject, and she will become her in the objective case. After that, we need to choose is, am, are according to our new subject. Our new subject is sweets, which is plural, so we will use are after it. After that, we need to copy the same adverb given in the question, and we need to write the V3 form of the given verb. Give becomes given, so we have written given. Next, we need to write to me, that is indirect object, we need to write to me. So before indirect object we will write to, preposition to, then we will write me. So here it will be given to me. After that we need to write by her. So our final statement in passive voice will be sweets are always given to me by us. So you can write any of these two answer. So let us move to the next one. Our next question is we love our country. Start. Time's up. Here the subject is we, love is the verb, and our country is the object. As you can see here, we is the doer of the action and which is the subject of the sentence. So this sentence is given in active voice. So to change it into passive, we need to swap the subject and object. And one thing you can see here, love is the verb which is given in simple present tense. So here the first task is to swap the subject and object. We will become us because the objective form of we is us, and our country will become our subject here. So we will start with our country and we will end with us. After this, what you can see is here the verb is in simple present tense. So we need to choose is, am, are according to our new subject. Our new subject is our country which is singular. So we will use is after it. And we need to write the V3 form or the past participle of the given verb. Love become loved in the V3 form. So we have written loved. After that we will use a preposition by and we will end with us. So our final sentence in passive voice will be our country is loved by us. Next one, number 18. Arman's friends praise him for his success. Start. Time's up, students. Let us check the solution. As you can see, this statement is given in active voice. So in passive voice, the statement will become Arman's success is praised by his friends. Here, Arman's success is our new subject, and as you can see, the tense in the active voice is in simple present tense. So we have used is, am, are according to our new subject which is singular. So we have used is. After that we need to write the V3 or the past participle form of the given verb. Here the verb in active voice is praise, which will become praised in the passive voice, and we need to end by writing by, which is a preposition. After that we will write his friends, which is the object of the passive voice. Let us see the next one. Start. As you can see here, Sanju likes to play football with his friends daily in the afternoon in the nature park ground. Here Sanju is the subject which is also the doer of the action, and likes is a verb given in simple present tense, and to play football is our object, as you can see. So our main thing or main changes we need to make is in this part. Rest of the thing we need to just copy it down. So we will start with it is liked by Sanju to play football. So Sanju likes to play football will become it is liked by Sanju to play football, and we will just copy the rest of the thing given, that is with his friends daily in the afternoon in nature park ground. So our final answer in passive voice will become it is liked by Sanju to play football with his friends daily in the afternoon in nature park ground. Let us move to number 20. Number 20 is the windows are painted by Sudhanshu. Time's up. Let us see the answer. Here the subject is the windows are painted is the verb, by Sudhanshu is the object. Here the windows is the subject but not the doer of the action. Therefore the statement given is in passive voice. We need to change the given sentence into active voice. Our first task is to swap the subject and object. The windows, which was the subject in the passive voice, will become the object in the active voice, and Sudhanshu, which was the object in the passive voice, will become the subject here. Now we need to check the verb or the tense of the verb. Here the verb is are painted. Here are means the verb is in simple present tense. we know the simple present tense or the simple present form of painted will be paint, and as here the subject is singular, so we need to use paints, P-A-I-N-T, and we need to add a S after it. So our final statement will be Shudhanshu paints the windows. Let us start with number 21. Number 21 is Michael teaches us English. Start. Time's up, students. Let us see the answer. Here Michael is the subject, teaches is the verb in simple present tense, us is the indirect object, and English is the direct object. As we have two object in the active voice, we can start with any of the object or we can swap the subject with any of the object. First let us swap the subject with the indirect object us. Us becomes we in the subjective form, and we will write the subject Michael in the object form in the passive voice. After that we need to choose is, am, are according to our new subject. Our new subject is we, so we need to use are after it, and as our verb given here is teaches, which will become taught in the V3 or the past participle form, and we need to write the direct object and end the sentence by writing by Michael. So our final statement in passive voice will be we are taught English by Michael. Another method is to swap the subject with the direct object. Here direct object is English, so English will be our subject in the passive voice and the object will be Michael. Now we need to write is, am, are according to our new subject. Our new subject is English, so we will use is after it. Because we have a singular subject, we use is after the singular subject, and the V3 form of teach will become taught, because we know teach, taught, taught, so we have written here taught. After that we need to write the indirect object in the question by writing a preposition before it, so we will use here the preposition to. After that we will use us, and we will write by Michael at the end. So our final answer in passive voice will be English is taught to us by Michael. You can use any of these two methods, whichever will be easier for you. You just go on with that method. Now let us see number 22, which is milk is used for making butter. Start. Time's up, students. Let us check the answer. Milk is used for making butter will become butter is made from milk. So I think all of you have got this answer correct. Let us move to number 23. Number 23 is who knows the answer. As you can see, this is an interrogative sentence starting with WH word, which is going to be very important for you. So start. Time's up, my dear students. Let us see the answer. As you can see, the sentence in the active voice is given in interrogative, or you can say the question is given to us and the question is starting with a WH word, that is who. Whenever we have a word who in the beginning of the interrogative sentence in active voice, we need to start the passive voice by writing by whom, because who becomes whom in the objective case. So we will write by whom. After that we need to check the object. Here the object of the active voice is the answer, which will become the subject of the passive voice. So according to our new subject, that is the answer, we need to choose a be verb. We need to choose among is, am, are, because the verb is in simple present tense. So as you can see, the answer is singular, so you will use a singular verb is. As this one is the question, so we need to write the be verb before the subject. So after writing is, we will write the subject. Next we will write the V3 form or the past participle form of the verb, that is knows. Knows become known in the past participle or V3 form, and after that we need to write the preposition to, because we always write known to, means to is always written after known. So our final statement will be by whom is the answer known to. Here as you can see, you have been given one more information, that is in the base form know becomes new in the past form and known in the past participle form. So base form can be called as V1, past form can be called as V2 and V3 is the past participle form. My dear students, let us move to the 24. Karishma never finishes her homework. Start. Time's up, students. Let us check the answer. Here, as you can see, Karishma is the doer of the action and the subject. So, the statement is in active voice. After that, we have never, which is the adverb. Finishes is the verb. Her homework is the object. First, we need to swap the subject and object. So, Karishma will be our object in the passive voice, and her homework, which was the object in active voice, will become the subject in the passive voice. After that, we need to choose is, am, are according to our new subject, because the verb given in the active voice is in simple present tense. So with her homework we will use is, because her homework, this one is in singular, so we will use is after it. After that, we need to use the adverb that is given in the active voice, never. After that, we need to use the V3 form of the verb, and finish becomes finished in the V3 or the past participle form. So we have used finished, and we will write a preposition by and end with Karishma. So our final answer will be her homework is never finished by Karishma. Let us see the next one. Start. As you can see here, the doctor is the subject, orders is the verb, and him is the object. And here the doctor is only the doer of the action, which is the subject. Therefore, the statement given is in active voice. We need to change it into passive voice. First, we need to swap the subject and object. So, him, which was the object in the active voice, will become he as the subject. And the doctor, which was the subject, will become by the doctor as the object. And as you can see, the verb is in simple present tense. So, we need to use is, am, are according to our new subject. Our new subject is he. So, we will use is after that. And we need to write the past participle form of the given verb. Ordered becomes ordered in the past participle form. So we have written ordered. After ordered, we will write to stay in bed, which is the order of the doctor. Next, we will write by the doctor until he is cured completely. So our final statement in passive voice will be he is ordered to stay in the bed by the doctor until he is cured completely. So my dear students, with this we come to the end of the practice set 1 of voice change. And as you have seen that we have collected the most important questions for you, and all types of questions which are on simple present tense are included in this series. So to get more and more practice set on voice change, please subscribe this channel and don't forget to press the bell icon to get the notification of newly uploaded video. And students, if you have enjoyed the class and found the questions important for your exam, don't forget to like this video, which will motivate us to bring up more and more important questions for your exam. Thank you students. Take care.